Today, we're going to dive into a really powerful story called Topi Shukla. It's about a young boy's search for something that, let's be honest, we're all looking for. A sense of belonging, of love, and a place we can really, truly call home. I mean, just let that sink in for a second. This one line tells you everything you need to know. This isn't just a story about two buddies, it's about two halves of a whole. For Topi, our main character, his friendship with Ifan wasn't just a part of his life, it was his life. So, let's get into it. We've got these two kids, Topi and Ifrin. Their connection is so deep that it just completely ignores all the walls that society and family try to build around them. They might be two different people, but really, it's one single story.
And their backgrounds couldn't be more different. On one hand, you have Topi Shukla. He's a Hindu boy living in this very traditional home, but he feels like a total stranger there, just completely out of place. And then you've got Ifin, a Muslim boy whose family is well respected, and his house, it's the complete opposite. It's warm, it's open, it's full of love. Two totally different worlds that somehow collided.
You know, it's funny. The love Topi was desperately searching for at home, he ended up finding next door at Ifan's house. And the heart of that home, the source of all that warmth, wasn't just his friend. It was Ifan's grandmother, his Dadi. So, who was this incredible woman? Well, she was from the East, from Budub, and she had this wonderful, sweet dialect that she never let go of. She was a storyteller, you know? She'd spin these amazing tales about kings and fairies. For Ifan, she was a safe harbor, the one person who never judged him. But for Tubby, wow. For Tubby, she became everything. She was the mother figure, the grandmother, the unconditional love he was so starved for. And this just puts it in perfect perspective. It's like night and day, right? At Ifan's house, the language was love, stories, and connection. At his own house, the language was all about rigid rules and tradition, which just created this huge emotional distance. It's really no surprise where he felt he belonged. And get this, even when she scolded him, it was wrapped in so much affection. She'd say this to him when Ifan's sisters were giving him a hard time. To anyone else, it might sound harsh, but to Topi, her words were a shield. It was her way of saying, "You're one of us, and I'll protect you." That was their bond. But you know how it is. This perfect little bubble of safety and love was on a collision course with the strict, unforgiving world of Topi's family. And the thing that finally made it pop? It was just one single innocent word. Okay, I want you to picture this. The Shukla family is sitting down for dinner. Things are changing. They're eating at a table now, but the old strict ways are still very much alive. Everything's quiet, normal, and then Topi opens his mouth to ask for something. He just says Ammi, asking for more food. It's the Urdu word for mother, a word he heard all the time at Ifan's house, a word that felt like love to him. But in his own home, that word wasn't a request, it was a bomb. And just like that, everything freezes. His mother's question isn't born out of curiosity. Oh no, it's an accusation. The air gets thick. In that one moment, a simple family dinner turns into a full-blown interrogation.
And the consequences are just brutal. His own mother beats him just for using that word. Then his brother, seeing an opportunity, throws him under the bus and lies, saying he saw Topi eating kebabs. Now the heartbreaking part is, Topi knows his brother is the one who ate them, but he says nothing. He takes the beating for a betrayal he didn't commit, just to protect his brother.
And just when you think things can't possibly get worse for this kid, his world is absolutely shattered. It's not just one tragedy, but two. A 1-2 punch that takes away the only two pillars holding him up, leaving him completely adrift. First, the unthinkable happens. Ifan's grandmother dies. It's sudden. For Topi, the world just goes silent. That house, which had been his sanctuary, suddenly feels cavernous and empty. The one person who gave him that pure, unconditional love was just gone. And in his grief, Topi says this to Ifan. It's a shocking, brutally honest thing for a kid to say, but it tells you everything. It shows you that Ifan's Dadi was more of a grandmother to him than his own ever was. The depth of his pain was just immense. And then came the knockout blow. Right after losing his daddy on October 10th, 1945, Ifan's dad gets a tabadala, a work transfer. They have to move. And just like that, Ifan, his best friend, his other half, is also gone. The emptiness is now complete. So what happens next? What happens to a boy who loses his entire universe? Well, Toby becomes an island. He's totally isolated, a ghost in his own home and an outcast at school, lost in a world that just doesn't seem to have a place for him. At home, the only person he can connect with is Sita, the family's elderly maid. He hides away with her because she's the only other person in that house who knows what it feels like to be an outsider. And school? School is even worse. It's just a place of daily humiliation. There's no escape. And this profound loneliness, this grief, it takes a real toll. Just look at his academic life. In 1949, he fails ninth grade. Not because he isn't smart, but because his home life is chaos. The next year, he has to sit with the younger kids, totally humiliated. In 51, he gets sick with typhoid and fails again, becoming the butt of every joke in school. He finally scrapes by in 52, with a third division, a mark of shame he feels will follow him forever. And what does he get when he finally passes? Encouragement? Support? Nope. He gets pure, dripping sarcasm from his own grandmother. Can you imagine? Her words just capture the absolute lack of love or empathy in that house. His failure in school was never about his brain. It was about his broken heart. So Toby's story really leaves us with this one massive question, doesn't it? It shows us that home isn't always a building. It's a feeling. It's that one person, that one connection that makes you feel safe and whole and seen. It's a story about the universal search for a place where your soul can finally come home.